All right, listeners, welcome back to Book to Read.
Yeah.
It is episode 43.
43.
And we are diving deep into Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
Yes, we are.
The epic conclusion
The final one.
to Harry's saga.
We made it.
And do you think you know this book?
Oh, yeah.
Inside and out. Think again.
Yeah.
Because we're uncovering details even the most seasoned Potterheads might have missed.
Right.
So get ready.
Get ready.
For some surprises.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to unpack some heavy themes here.
Yeah.
We're going to try to unravel these characters.
Some of them are pretty tangled.
And their motivations.
Yeah.
And we might even bust out a little literary analysis.
A little bit, yeah.
We're not just rehashing the plot. We're digging deep.
Absolutely.
Okay, so before we apparate into the thick of it,
Okay.
let's take a moment to thank our sponsor,
Right.
Bookspace.
Bookspace.
You know how you get to like 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
and you finish Deathly Hallows? Oh, yeah, happens all the time.
And you just need to talk to someone
Yes.
about Snape's motives.
Absolutely.
Bookspace.
That's the place.
Is your go-to.
For sure.
It's this fantastic app for connecting with your fellow bookworms,
It's great.
sharing your favorite quotes.
Yeah, Snape quotes are the best.
Snape quotes, always a hit.
Always.
And keeping your virtual bookshelf
Organized.
so organized.
Yeah, it's like a room of requirement for book lovers.
It is.
So
It is.
check it out.
Yeah.
Speaking of twists and turns,
Okay.
let's start with that central quest,
All right.
the hunt for Horcruxes.
Oh, boy.
Right off the bat, Dumbledore
Right.
leaves Harry with his massive life or death task.
Big one.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's
Yeah.
do a quick refresher
Okay.
on Horcruxes.
All right.
For those who maybe haven't revisited the books in a while.
It's been a minute.
So,
I love
okay, remind us.
All right. So Horcruxes are these fragments of Voldemort's soul
Okay,
that he hid.
he hid them.
Yeah. He's like tucked them away
Okay,
in objects.
interesting.
And it's his like twisted insurance policy.
Oh.
As long as one Horcrux exists, he can't be killed.
Oh, wow.
So they have to find them all
Okay.
and destroy them
To make him mortal.
to make him killable.
Got it.
Yeah.
So Harry, Ron, and Hermione
Yeah.
are basically on this scavenger hunt from hell.
Yeah. It's not a fun one.
They're trying to track down these hidden soul fragments,
Yeah.
all while evading Voldemort
Right.
and his Death Eaters.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
And it's not just a physical journey either.
No. Really
It takes a massive toll on them,
huge.
emotionally.
Emotionally.
Yeah, I mean,
Rowling does a good job of like
you know,
really.
she really portrays the psychological weight of this quest.
Yeah.
The constant fear,
It's your fear.
the isolation,
Yeah.
the pressure of knowing, that the fate of the wizarding world
It's all on their shoulders.
rests on their shoulders. It's a recipe for intense character development.
Big time.
You see their friendship tested
Oh, yeah.
and ultimately fortified
For sure.
under
And
pressure.
Sure.
Such extreme pressure.
Yeah.
1 minute they're bickering over a chipped cup.
Yeah.
The next they're risking their lives
Totally.
for each other.
Yeah.
Speaking of character development,
Okay.
under pressure,
Yeah.
Deathly Hallows takes us deep
Deep.
into Dumbledore's past,
Yeah.
revealing some secrets.
Yeah.
It's you-
Some secrets. They do.
A seemingly flawless image.
They really do.
It's like we're seeing behind the pensive
behind the pensive.
into his memories.
Yeah.
So
Very
what do we learn
Okay, so we learn about
about Dumbledore?
his youthful fascination with dark magic.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a little different than what we thought, right? Yeah.
A little different.
Yeah, and we learn about his relationship with Gellert Grindelwald,
Okay.
and then the tragic events surrounding his sister Ariana's death.
Right.
It's heavy stuff.
It's a far cry
Yeah.
from the wise, benevolent Dumbledore.
Easily.
We thought we knew.
We thought we knew.
It's almost like
My God.
Rowling is deliberately
Yeah.
deconstructing
Yeah.
the archetype
The archetype.
of the perfect mentor.
Right.
Dumbledore, for all his wisdom
Yeah.
and power,
Hmm.
is revealed to be deeply flawed,
Yeah.
haunted by past mistakes,
For sure.
carrying the weight of his choices.
It's a lot.
It really makes you question,
It does.
are heroes born
Yeah.
or are they forged
Right.
through a lifetime of choices,
Your choices.
mistakes,
Mistakes.
and ultimately redemption?
Redemption.
And on the topic of powerful objects
Oh.
and complex choices,
Yeah.
we can't forget We can't. The Deathly Hallows themselves.
No, we can't.
These legendary artifacts
Legendary.
are said to grant mastery over death,
Who wouldn't want that?
which, I mean,
No.
that's pretty tempting,
Pretty tempting.
wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
So we have the Elder Wand,
Okay, the Elder Wand,
supposedly the most powerful wand
the most powerful,
ever created.
right?
We have the Resurrection Stone,
The Resurrection Stone.
which allows you to communicate with the dead.
Oh.
And of course,
Then, of course,
the Invisibility Cloak,
the one we know.
which Harry has had all along.
He's had it the whole time.
I love how the book dives into the history
Yeah.
and mythology surrounding
Just imagine.
these objects.
Yeah,
It makes you wonder,
it does.
are they truly as powerful
Yeah. Are they really that powerful?
as the legends claim?
All right.
And more importantly,
More importantly,
what are the consequences
yeah,
of possessing
possessing that kind of power.
such power?
Right.
I mean, the Deathly Hallows
Yeah.
really raise
Serious
profound questions
Yeah.
about the nature of power and the allure of immortality.
Immortality.
What would you do
Yeah.
if you possessed one of these objects?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Would you be tempted by the promise of power
Yeah.
or recognize the potential dangers?
Right.
It's a question that goes beyond
It does.
the fictional world of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
We all grapple with desires,
Yeah.
temptations, and the potential consequences of our choices.
Right.
That's what makes this book
I think so.
so relatable,
Yeah.
even though it's set in a magical world.
Right.
Okay, let's shift gears
All right.
a bit
Yeah.
and talk about another character
Okay.
whose true nature is finally revealed
Finally.
in this book,
Yeah.
Severus Snape.
For 6 books,
6 whole books.
we've seen him as this brooding, sarcastic.
Yeah. Potions master,
Right.
often antagonistic towards Harry.
He's mean.
But Deathly Hallows
But then,
completely flips the script,
totally.
revealing a complexity
Yeah.
that shocked many readers.
It's a shocker.
I mean, it's like
It's an
we're reading one story,
Yeah.
and then suddenly
Right.
the author flips the page
Right.
and says,
That's-
surprise,
Surprise.
here's the other
And
side
it is.
of the tapestry.
Right.
And it turns out to be
Yeah,
a much richer,
Yes.
more intricate picture
Way more intricate
than we could have imagined.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like one of those optical illusions
Oh, yeah.
where you see one image and then your brain flips it
Right.
and you see something totally different.
That's Snape
That's Snape.
in Deathly Hallows.
It makes you question everything.
Everything.
You thought you knew about it.
For sure.
We finally understand his motivations,
Right.
his actions,
Yeah.
the sacrifices he made.
The sacrifice.
It's all connected to
Yeah.
his deep, unrequited
Unrequited.
love for Lily Potter,
Lily.
Harry's mother.
Right.
Some fans argue that
Yeah.
Snape's love for Lily
Yeah.
is romanticized.
I could see that.
What do you think?
I think.
Is it truly love or a possessive obsession?
That's a good question.
I mean, he calls her a mudblood
Yeah, he does.
in a flashback
In a flashback.
and then dedicates his life to her son
Right.
after she rejects him.
After she rejects him. Yeah.
It's
Complicated.
it is
Say the least.
yeah.
It's a debate that's raged
No, yeah.
in the fandom for years.
For years and years.
By,
On the one hand,
Oh, yeah.
you have incredible loyalty,
right.
incredible selflessness.
Yeah,
I mean, he protects Harry,
he does.
risks his life countless times,
Yeah,
all because of his love for Lily.
right.
But then on the other hand,
Yeah,
there's a darkness there.
a bitterness
Yeah.
that's hard to ignore.
It's hard to ignore.
So maybe it's a mix of both.
A mix.
Yeah.
A love that's both pure and possessive,
Right.
twisted by grief
Grief.
and regret.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
not a simple
At all.
black and white situation.
No,
It adds so much depth
it does.
to his character.
Yeah,
It makes you think about
it really does.
the different ways love can manifest,
Yeah,
even in the darkest of hearts.
even in the darkest of hearts.
And we finally get
We do.
the full picture of Snape's story
Yeah,
through his memories,
his memories.
which Harry sees
Right,
after Snape's death.
after he's gone.
Those memories,
Yeah, they're like
pieces
pieces.
finally clicking into place,
Like, quick, quick, quick.
and they're crucial.
They are.
Not just for understanding Snape,
Right.
but for
Like
understanding
the whole thing.
the entire story.
thing.
We learned about Snape's role
Yeah.
as a double agent,
Double.
working for Dumbledore
Wow.
while pretending to be loyal to Voldemort.
That's hard.
It's a dangerous
Dangerous.
game he plays.
Yeah.
walking this tightrope between two
Powerful,
ruthless forces.
Yeah.
And we learn that
Yeah.
Dumbledore trusted Snape
He did.
implicitly,
Yeah.
even confided in him
Wow.
about the plan
About the plan.
to defeat Voldemort.
Really?
That speaks volumes
That does.
about both of their characters.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dumbledore's faith.
Dumbledore's faith in Snape,
Yeah.
even knowing his past,
Knowing all that.
and Snape's unwavering dedication to Dumbledore's mission.
Yeah.
And it's through Snape's memories
Oh, yeah.
that Harry learns
He learns the devastating truth
the truth
about his own destiny.
about himself.
He sees the prophecy
Oh,
that
the-
foretold
yeah.
his connection to Voldemort.
And the fact that he himself
Yeah.
is a Horcrux,
A Horcrux.
a piece of Voldemort's soul
Ow.
embedded in him.
Heavy.
Talk about a heavy burden,
I know.
knowing that he has to die
Yeah.
to defeat Voldemort.
Right.
That his very existence
Yeah.
is tied
Tied.
to the darkest wizard of all time.
The darkest wizard. I mean,
a lot.
it's a lot for a teenager to process.
That's a lot for anyone,
Even one as brave
even for Harry.
as Harry.
Yeah.
And it's that knowledge
Right.
that leads Harry
Leads him
to willingly walk
into the forest.
into the Forbidden Forest,
Oh boy.
to face his own death,
Face death.
to sacrifice himself
To sacrifice himself.
for the greater good.
Yeah.
That scene is so powerful,
So powerful.
so emotionally charged.
It really is.
I always cry.
I know, me too.
During that scene,
It's hard not to.
knowing what Harry is walking towards, knowing the weight he's carrying,
It's such a powerful moment
powerful.
of self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it's not just about dying.
No, it's not just about dying.
It's about choosing to die
choosing to die
for a cause greater than himself.
for everyone else.
And there's another layer
Yeah.
to his
Oh,
sacrifice,
I know.
a connection
A connection.
to the Deathly Hallows.
Okay.
By accepting his death,
Acceptance.
by willingly facing it,
Yeah.
Harry becomes the master of death.
Wow.
Not because he seeks immortality,
Right.
but because he understands
He understands.
that death is a natural part of life.
That's deep.
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
about the allure of power
Yeah.
versus the acceptance
Right.
of life's natural cycle. It's like Harry,
Like,
by choosing to die,
Yeah.
actually transcends death,
Transcends.
becoming something more
Yeah.
than just a boy wizard.
More than a boy wizard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this understanding of death is something that Voldemort
Voldemort
completely misses.
completely misses.
He's so obsessed
Obsessed.
with conquering death,
Right.
with achieving immortality,
Yeah.
that he becomes enslaved
He does.
by his own fear.
By his fear.
He doesn't see the power
No.
in accepting death,
In expect.
in embracing it
Yeah.
as part of the greater whole.
As part of everything.
It's ironic, isn't it?
It is.
Voldemort, with all his power,
All that
Power.
power
so much knowledge,
is ultimately undone
undone
by his inability to grasp the true nature
of life and death.
of life and death.
Yeah.
Speaking of Voldemort's downfall,
Okay.
let's talk about the significance of the Elder Wand
The Elder Wand.
in that final confrontation.
Right. Oh, the Elder
The
Wand.
most powerful wand in the world.
The most powerful.
And yet,
Voldemort,
completely misunderstands
he just doesn't get it.
its allegiance.
No.
He believes that by killing Snape,
He's become the wand's master,
he thinks he's won.
but he's wrong.
Wrong.
Completely wrong.
So wrong.
Remember,
Remember.
Harry reveals that the wand's true master
Your true master.
is Draco Malfoy,
Don't go.
who disarmed Dumbledore
Right.
before Snape killed him.
Poor Snape.
And then, of course,
And then,
Harry disarms Draco
right.
at Malfoy Manor.
That Malfoy Manor.
Unknowingly
Doesn't even know it.
he
becomes
the Elder Wand's
the true owner.
true owner.
Wow.
It's such a brilliant twist.
Brilliant.
And it highlights
It does.
the importance of understanding
Understand.
the subtleties of magic.
Magic is subtle.
Voldemort, in his arrogance
All that arrogance.
and thirst for power,
yeah.
overlooks
Overlooks.
the nuances of wand lore.
Wand lore is important.
He fails to see
He doesn't see.
that the wand chooses its master.
The wand chooses
Based on loyalty.
on a connection.
A connect that goes beyond brute force.
Yeah. beyond just strength.
It's almost like
It's like
the
it's
wand is a metaphor for
Yeah.
power itself.
power itself.
True power isn't about domination.
Not about
It's
domination
about control.
or just control.
It's about understanding
Understanding.
connection
Yeah.
and using that power
Doing power.
for good.
For good.
It's a lesson that Voldemort never
He
learned.
learns.
And ultimately,
It's his downfall.
for his downfall.
In that final duel
Oh, yeah.
between Harry and Voldemort.
Harry and Voldemort.
Armed with the Elder Wand,
He's got the wand.
but unable to control its true power.
But he can't control it. It's like
A symbolic clash
a clash.
between good and evil,
Good and evil.
between love and hate,
Love and hate.
between understanding
Understanding.
and ignorance.
And ignorance. Yeah.
It's one of the most satisfying showdowns in literature,
Oh, for sure.
and it really drives home. It drives home.
The theme
Yeah.
of love conquering all.
Love conquers all.
The Elder Wand
It
refuses
refuses.
to harm its true master,
Its true master.
Harry.
Hi.
And Voldemort's killing curse backfires,
It backfired
destroying him
on
once and for all.
finally.
It's a victory
It is.
that feels both triumphant
Triumph,
and
but
bittersweet.
it's bittersweet.
The wizarding world is free
Free.
from Voldemort's tyranny.
Yeah.
But the cost has been immense.
Yes.
So many lives lost,
So many much
pain
suffering.
and suffering.
Yeah.
It's a reminder
A reminder.
that even in victory,
Even in victory,
there are scars that remain.
scars remain.
And it's a reminder that
It's a reminder.
even the most fantastical stories
Right.
can reflect
A refold
the complexities of real life.
real life is
The
complex.
fight against evil
With that fight.
is never easy.
Never.
And the consequences
Yeah.
are often far-reaching.
They are.
But it's a fight worth having.
It is.
And Deathly Hallows shows us
It shows us.
that even in the darkest of times,
Yeah.
there's always hope.
There's hope.
There's always the possibility
The possibility
of light
triumphing over darkness.
overcoming the darkness.
And speaking of light,
Okay?
what about that ray of hope
The ray of hope.
we get in the epilogue?
The epilogue, yeah. 19 years later,
19 years later.
we see Harry,
Ron,
Hermione
today,
sending their kids off to Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
It's like a full circle moment,
It's a glimpse
a glimpse.
into a future
Yeah,
where Voldemort is a distant memory,
he's gone.
where the wizarding world
Yeah,
is healing,
it's healing.
and where a new generation
The new
is
generation
stepping into the light.
stepping into the light.
It's such a heartwarming
Heartwarming.
ending.
Yeah.
And it gives us a sense of closure. We
Yeah.
see these characters.
We've grown to love,
Yeah, we love them.
finding peace,
Peace at last.
starting families,
Families.
and passing on the lessons they've learned
Passing on the lessons.
to their children.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful reminder
It is beautiful.
that even after
Even after
the most difficult battles,
Yeah.
life goes on.
Life goes on.
And there's always
a possibility
of a brighter future.
for a brighter future.
It really is amazing to see how this series has touched so many lives. And speaking of lasting impact, let's talk about Harry's decision to break the Elder Wand. It would have been tempting to keep it right. I mean, the most powerful wand in existence. But he snaps it in half and throws it away. What do you make of that choice?
That's a decision that has sparked a lot of debate among fans. Some see it as a rejection of power, a recognition of the danger that comes with wielding such a powerful artifact. Others view it as a way of ensuring that the cycle of violence, the pursuit of the Elder Wand's power, is finally broken.
I think it's a powerful statement about the allure of power, the importance of choosing humility over dominance. I mean, Harry could have easily become corrupted by the Elder Wand, could have succumbed to the temptation to use it for his own gain. But he chooses a different path, a path of selflessness and sacrifice.
And it ties back to one of the central themes of the series, the idea that true power lies not in brute force, but in love, compassion, and the willingness to put the needs of others before your own. Harry's decision to break the Elder Wand is a symbolic rejection of the kind of power that Voldemort craved, the kind of power that ultimately led to his downfall.
It's like saying this isn't what true strength looks like. True strength is about letting go, about breaking the cycle of violence, about choosing peace over power. And speaking of powerful choices, there's one question we haven't tackled yet, the question that has haunted every Harry Potter fan at some point. Which Deathly Hallow would you choose?
The ultimate dilemma. It's a question that forces you to confront your own values, your desires, your understanding of life and death. Each Hallow represents a different temptation, a different path.
The Elder Wand, with its promise of ultimate magical power, the Resurrection Stone, with its allure of bringing back lost loved ones, and the Invisibility Cloak, with its ability to grant anonymity and freedom. It's like a magical personality test.
It really is, and there's no right or wrong answer, of course. It's all about what you prioritize, what you value most in life. For some, it might be the pursuit of knowledge and power. For others, it might be the desire for connection and comfort, even in the face of loss. And for others, it might be the freedom to live life on their own terms, unseen and unburdened.
I think for me, I'd choose the Invisibility Cloak. Not for any nefarious reasons, but for the sheer freedom of it. Imagine being able to explore the world unseen, to experience things without being noticed or judged. It would be like having a magical escape hatch, a way to step outside the pressures and expectations of everyday life.
That's a great choice, and it speaks to your sense of curiosity and adventure, your desire for independence and exploration. It's fascinating how this simple question can reveal so much about ourselves, about our deepest desires and motivations.
It's a reminder that even in a fantastical story like Harry Potter, there are deep truths about human nature, about the choices we make and the things we value most. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, what are some of the key takeaways you hope our listeners will ponder?
I think one of the most important takeaways is the enduring power of love and sacrifice. Throughout the series, we see characters making difficult choices, putting their lives on the line for the people they care about, for the greater good. It's a reminder that love isn't just a feeling, it's a force that can inspire incredible acts of courage and selflessness.
Absolutely, and it's not just romantic love, it's the love between friends. The loyalty that binds them together even in the darkest of times. It's the love between a parent and child, the sacrifices made to protect and nurture the next generation. It's a reminder that love in all its forms is a powerful force that can heal, inspire, and ultimately triumph over even the most formidable darkness.
And I think another key takeaway is the importance of understanding and accepting our own mortality. The Deathly Hallows, with all their allure and temptation, ultimately teaches that death is a natural part of life, something to be embraced rather than feared. It's a lesson that Voldemort never learns, and it's ultimately his undoing.
It's a reminder to live our lives to the fullest, to cherish the moments we have, and to make choices that reflect our values, our love, and our commitment to making the world a better place. It's about finding meaning and purpose, not in conquering death, but in embracing life in all its messy, beautiful complexity.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So before we sign off, let's give another shout out to our sponsor, Bookspace, if you're feeling inspired to revisit the world of Harry Potter, or if you're just looking for a community of fellow book lovers to connect with. Bookspace is the perfect app for you.
It's a great platform to share your favorite quotes, discuss theories, and organize your ever-growing TBR pile. Plus, it's a fantastic way to support authors, discover new books, and connect with readers from all over the world.
And don't forget to join the conversation on social media using the hashtag #BookToReadDeepDive. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, your favorite quotes, and of course, which Deathly Hallow you'd choose.
Until next time, happy reading, fellow bibliophiles.